Good morning, DCC. I've had a bit of a hectic week this week. I've had a lot going on, a lot happening, a lot of timelines to meet, a lot of deadlines to be able to make. And, I've just been allowing it to get to me and to stress me out and take away my peace. And in these moments, God's been giving me this verse, and I just want to share it today. And that would be John 14:27. And it's, peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you. Not as the world gives do I give to you. Let not your hearts be troubled, neither let them be afraid. That's John 14:27. And it's very encouraging to hear that, because when the world is coming after us and it's getting so hectic, we don't know what to do, we're getting super stressed out, and we've just got so much going on that we can't get a grasp on what's happening. I got all these deadlines to meet. I can't make it. I don't know what I'm going to do. It's just good to sit back and sit there and be like, you know what? I'm not going to let this affect my peace. I'm not going to let this take away what God has given me rightfully. He said, come take it. And it's our choice whether we want to come and take it, or if we want to sit here and still get stressed out and just stay in the negative, stay in the stress, stay in the week that we've been having, instead of, like last week I talked about new day. Instead of going into that new day, we just sit in that same old stuff, so it's just really encouraging that it's Jesus who says, these are red letters, and Jesus says, my peace I give to you, my peace I give to you. And that's just so important, because, Jesus had some crazy peace. He had God peace, which is amazing that he can give that to us. I don't know about you, but if I was sweating blood, it'd be a little hard to be able to be at peace during that, just having that much stress put on you that your body is physically sweating blood, and it's just amazing the fact that it's his peace that he gives to you. And in that he also says, let not your hearts be troubled, and neither let them be afraid. So coming into a hectic week, just knowing what you're about to have to do, like, I got to get 2 weeks worth of work done in 1 week. Like, knowing that, don't be afraid that you can't get it done. Don't be afraid that it's just, it's going to be too hard for you. Don't be afraid. God's going to make a way. If he put you in that situation, if it's truly him, he's going to make a way. And if you bit off more than you can chew, he's going to give you a way out of it. It's not our job to worry about tomorrow, here, let me find that verse really quick too. I like that one. Okay, here it is. It's Matthew 6:34. Therefore, do not be anxious about tomorrow, for tomorrow will be anxious for itself. Sufficient for the day is its own trouble. So we don't need to worry about tomorrow. We don't need to have any of that in there. God's going to make a way. God's going to provide. God's going to give us what we need to be given through it. I'm staring at the wrong place. There's the camera. God's going to give us what we need to be able to make it through each day. We don't need to sit here and worry about everything. Sparrows aren't worried about tomorrow. Nothing else is worried about tomorrow. Something so, simple isn't worried about what's going to happen the next day. They know that God's going to provide, So it's just extremely important in everything that we have going on and everything that we're doing in each hectic week, each hectic day, that we're able to sit back, and even through all these troubles and these trials and struggles, that we can sit here and know that God has given us his peace, that Jesus has given us his peace, that we don't need to be worried. We don't need to have anxiousness. Like that's not from God. That's not been given to us. We haven't been given a spirit of anxiety, a spirit of fear. We haven't been given any of these things. We've been given a spirit of life, of joy, of peace, of happiness. We've been given a spirit that is all the good things, that is all God. And we need to keep that in our mind and in our hearts each and every day that we go through and do things. We need to understand that we've been given so much more than our humanly emotions, than to allow those to take over. Not saying that emotion is bad, but saying that to allow it to control everything we do, that's not great for us. So I really like this verse. Tomorrow will bring its own worries. Tomorrow will worry about itself. Tomorrow will be anxious about itself. Tomorrow has enough going on. We don't need to worry about it. We don't need to see it. Whether or not we know what's going to happen tomorrow, that can all change in an instant. God's got us, and he knows what's going to happen. We really don't know what's going to happen. Oh, the deadline's tomorrow. Cool. You have no idea what God can do in that matter of time. No idea. We have very little idea of what's happening behind the scenes. I love thinking about, whenever I'm thinking about that, I like to go back to Job. I love that book because it just really shows us, like, we want to take control and we're just, oh, how could you do this to me? Like, well, everything's going wrong. And then God comes down and he's like, here's what's all happening right now. Do you know about any of this? We don't. And I just, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. And it's comforting to know that I don't have to have control over everything. I don't, because God's got it. That's just about the most peaceful thing that you can have. So I just want you to go into the next week thinking about all this in these two verses and everything else that's been said. I mean, whether you got deadlines or whatever else you got to hit, I mean, just remember this, tomorrow can worry about itself. Tomorrow's got what it's got going on for it, so just go into it knowing Jesus gave you his peace, and he had a whole lot of peace. He had God peace. So just go into the next week knowing you got God peace.